This meeting is being recorded.
All right. Thank you so much for joining for this masterclass that we're doing. My name is Danielle Tucker, and I'm the founder and creative director at Professional Speaker Websites, where I help speakers to book more sales and book more speaking engagements by using the power of their website. I first connected with Latanya, and we were just having conversation. I just shared with her how excited I am to be able to share this presentation with you. So I'm so thankful that you're here and that I'm able to help you learn some new strategies to book more speaking engagements with your website. Okay, so first and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And as I do this, I want to just emphasize to you that as I go through the presentation, I'm going to be sharing different strategies with you, most specifically 5 essential elements for creating a speaker website that converts. And if you do have any questions throughout the presentation, make sure that I won't say that you have to save them until the end, but what you can do is you can post them in the chat section that we have available here on the conference call, and then at the end I'll make sure to answer your questions. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right. Can everyone see my screen okay? And you can feel free just to type in the chat. Okay. I'm not seeing any no's, so I'm going to assume that we're good. Oop. Okay, what am I doing? Zoom is okay, great. Thanks, Deborah. Okay, wonderful. So thanks so much for joining. I'm just going to jump in and get started, and we're going to touch on these 5 different essential elements for speaker website. Okay, so as we get started, there's something very important that I want you to understand when it comes to booking more sales with a speaker website. And this very important thing is that there are 2 very important parts of a successful website that converts. You have design and you have intentional strategy. So what design does is it helps you to build confidence and also build that professionalism so that you are, in turn, are able to have a brand image that not only catches attention, but builds credibility and builds awareness so that when it comes time to be booked for engagements or to close sales with clients, you will automatically be recognized as a leading expert within your niche. So that's what design does. Strategy is the second thing. And so why this is important is you can have a website that looks great, but if you do not have the strategy to back it up, then you are going to find that you have a website that looks wonderful, but it's not working to help to support you to make more sales and to get more speaking engagements. Whatever your specific results are that you're looking for, it's not going to help you because it's not strategically designed. So just want to put that out there as we're walking through this presentation, because that's a very important groundwork that I wanted to lay for you. So the first essential of a successful speaker website that converts is that you need to have a clear end goal driving your website. So why is this important? The reason why this is important is because in order to lead your viewer from a first interaction to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, to ultimately taking action in a way that you want them to take, whether that's booking a speaking inquiry form or setting a time on your calendar, you have to make it very easy for them to know what to do. And the only way that you can do that is you need to have a clear goal driving why you have a speaker website in the first place. So oftentimes when I have speakers and coaches come to me for their website, the question will come up like, okay, so what is the goal driving your website? And a lot of times, you know, someone may have a website just because it's like, oh, well, I thought I was supposed to have this. And really, I want you to start thinking differently about your website. I have 3 very important questions that I want you to ask yourself so that we can begin to craft the clear path so that when your viewer does come to a website, they will know the exact steps that they need to take, okay? So here are the questions. Make sure you have a pen and paper because this is going to be very helpful. So the first question, what is the purpose of your site? Okay? ask yourself, what is the purpose behind my site? If you don't have a clear purpose, then it kind of defeats the reasoning behind having your website in the first place, okay? So what's the purpose? Second question, what is the main goal that I'm wanting to accomplish with my website? Okay, that's question number 2. What is the main goal that you're wanting to accomplish with your website? And the third question that I want you to ask yourself is, what is the main action that you want your viewer to take when they are on your website? Now, by asking those 3 questions, you are now able to create a clear path for what you are wanting to accomplish with your site. And without answering those, it becomes very difficult to create an intentional strategy that's actually going to differentiate your website from a website that looks good from a website that looks good and actually is functional and works, okay? So there we go. That's our first essential element, making sure that you have a clear goal that drives your website, okay? So question number 2, core value proposition. Making sure that you have a clear core value proposition. So what is a core value proposition? And you'll see me scrolling down and I'll explain what this is. So your core value proposition is basically the messaging on your website that lets your viewers know what you do, who you help, and what problem you work to solve. The reason why this is so important is because when you have someone new coming to your website, you want it to be very clear to them who you help, what problem that you solve, because it's likely that they're coming to your website to try to solve a problem of their own. In their minds, what is happening is when they see your core value proposition, they are thinking, okay, do I identify with this? Is this individual someone that can help me to solve this problem that I'm having? And your goal as a speaker and as a professional is you want to make it very easy for them to see you as the solution that they're looking for. So the best way to do that is to make it very plain and say, this is who I help, this is the problem I work to solve. And just by reading that, they will begin to realize that, okay, I am the right person that should be paying attention. This is where I need to be. So number 2, making sure that you have a clear core value proposition, okay? And once again, the main reasoning behind this is you want to make it very clear for your viewer to identify with what it is with the problem that you are working to solve, and identifying themselves as someone who needs to work with you to get the result that they're looking for. All right, so we're getting through. So the third essential element of a speaker website that converts is you want to make sure that you use video on your website. So this is probably one of my favorite parts of a speaker website. And the reason why video is so important is because just by putting video on your site, you are actually increasing your potential for conversions by 144%. That's a lot. So there are many different ways that you can use video on your website. But a few examples that I want to share with you are, 1, having your speaker reel. So the purpose of this is just to make sure that you can provide, you want to show forth your speaking style. This is going to be very important, especially for individuals who are looking to book you for engagements, okay? So having a speaker reel, showcasing your speaking style, and really showing forth your personality. So the second style of video that you can use is to use it more in terms of like an about type of video. So how this works is it's as if you're speaking directly to your audience and you are sharing with them what results you help them to accomplish and what problem you work to solve. So this style of video is really important because, again, it really helps to show forth your personality. And not only is it great for creating a personal connection, but the main goal is you want to build the know, like, and trust factor with your audience, because as they feel like they can know and like and trust you, then that takes them one step closer to wanting to book you and work with you within a working relationship. So those are 2 different ways that you can utilize video on your website. A third way that you can utilize video, just as like a bonus, is you can use it to showcase client testimonials. So this is really powerful, and we're actually transitioning into our number 4 essential element, which is credibility boosters. But let me finish up with the video first. So the reason why this is so important to showcase testimonials using video is because, again, it helps to build that know, like, and trust factor. And there's just something about seeing a real person speaking and sharing how excited they were of working with you and being involved with you in the results that they were able to receive. So just keep that in mind. That number 3 in the essential elements is making sure that you have video on your website. Okay, so I'm scrolling down, and number 4 in the essential elements is making sure that you have credibility boosters. So credibility boosters, what is the purpose of this? So in order to stand out in the market and be considered as the number 1 expert within your niche, you need to successfully be able to build brand awareness and to stand out as the number 1 expert to help solve a specific problem. So credibility boosters are a great way to do this because, again, they help to build that know, like, and trust factor with your audience. There are a few different ways that you can use credibility boosters. And I have 2 examples that I want to share with you. So the first is to make sure that you always include testimonials on your website. So again, this is to show that you have worked with someone to help bring them very specific results. And by seeing that you have the results that you've helped to bring to your clients and the individuals that you work with, and that will compel someone to automatically identify with your client's story and see, like, oh wow, if this individual got these results, then there's no doubt they can help me with what I'm dealing with. So that's one way in which client testimonials is really important to boost credibility. Another way that you can use credibility boosters on your website is to make sure to include logos of places where you have been featured or organizations that you have partnered with. So this is really great just to showcase that the experience that you have. And it's also really good just to see that you've been involved with some big names that are known to have affected and helped to improve lives for other individuals. So those are 2 different ways that you can use credibility boosters to really build your brand and build awareness as being a number 1 expert within your niche. Okay, so that was number 4. And now we are to number 5, which is having a clear call to action. So why is this important? It may seem kind of simple, but a lot of times one of the main reasons why a site may not convert is that speakers make it very difficult for someone to even know how they can begin working with them. So we want to make it as easy as possible for someone to know how they can work with you. Like, we just basically want to spell it out for them, and so that there's absolutely no excuse for them to want to leave your site and to not end in a conversion. So the best way to do this is to make sure that you provide a clear call to action. So when it comes time for them to make a decision on how they want to work with you, or if they want to work with you, that opportunity will be right in front of them, and there will be no question whatsoever on what they are supposed to do. So what this could look like on the opposite end is this could, not having a clear call to action could lead to bounced conversions. And this is the last thing that you want to happen, because, not sure if you know this, but the longer that someone is on your website, what is happening is that they are memorizing your brand. They are seeing what you're all about. They are identifying you and your face with solving this particular problem that they're looking to improve for themselves. So our goal is we want to keep people on your website for as long as possible, because when you do that, that will automatically increase the probability of them purchasing from you within the lifespan of them being a prospect